Don't you go getting married. Don't you go get engaged. I know you're getting older. Don't. So this let me know, because I looked at them comments. This let me know that a lot of y'all know what y'all be doing. Y'all see this? Y'all seen what it said? This is the perfect example of when you playing that hard game, and the dude just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this no more. I'm just gonna move on, go on to somebody better. Now you caught up trying to play this game that y'all like to play, and you got left behind. Now you like, I shouldn't have done that. But guess what? It's too late. Then you got some people in the comments talking about something. Well, he can move on. You can too. Newsflash, you're the reason why he's moving on like that. Like, take some accountability. 2025, let's bring accountability back. Let's make sure that some of us, well, the men, we can take accountability. But let's make sure some of us can take some accountability, because y'all run from that 40-yard dash to get away from that accountability. But yeah, stop playing games, man. Them the old days. Ain't nobody got time for that, man. Come on, y'all see inflation? Y'all see the price of gas, eggs, all the type of stuff? Ain't nobody got time to be playing games with y'all, man.
After you actually lose a good man, let me tell you the aftermath. Before you choose to lose this good man, you will try to find a man equivalent to the man you're with. And you will think that you could find better. But when you actually put yourself out there, you'll realize that there is no man left right now. And every man will try to use you for a certain thing. And you will look for that man that you left in other men. You will regret that man to the core, because you'll realize that there is no good people out there, and nobody loved you as much as that man loved you. And after that, you will try to go back to that good man, only to realize that that good man doesn't want you. And he actually found a good girl. If you have someone good in your life, cherish them. Don't think you could replace them.
Most women end up a reflection of their mother. Mama was a single mother. Mama was wild when she was young. Mama couldn't make it work with numerous men. And women like these mothers are the majority. Why do you think young people have the dating scene that they have now? Because most of society was raised by dysfunctional mothers. Ladies, if you left a good man to go live like a hot girl, that's probably what your mother was thinking when she was your age, and she wasn't willing to listen to nobody either. Y'all gonna end up like that 38-year-old eligible bachelorette preaching the gospel, all to end up getting backlash from the same women you trying to save.
The men that y'all claim don't exist no more, I had that type of man. I had him. And I lost him because I was stupid, foolish, young, immature, possessive, mean, with a nasty attitude, ungrateful, entitled, and ignorant. I had a good man. One who gave me roses, romantic surprises, lingerie, gift baskets. He cooked, he cleaned, he had roses and candles lined up to the floor. He was romantic. He would throw me $1,000 even when he wasn't rich, just to go get my damn hair done. My toes, my nails was there. He cared about me. He played old school music and slow dance with me. He fed me good, took care of me, took care of my kids. I had a good man. And I lost him because I, first of all, was shocked that I even got somebody like that. I had never had nobody like that before. And I went into overdrive just doing stupid shit to try to control him and put my claws into him. And it was unnecessary because I had somebody who loved me for real and did not cheat. Loyal. Oh, loyal. If you got some man like that, please do the work. Be appreciative and be grateful. Don't be entitled. Do kind and nice things for him. Don't just be a taker. Give back. Respect him. Oh, respect him. Because that man...
Well, I would actually even say modern women are able to find a certain combination of a man. She's looking for everything and she found it. But then she's like Kevin Samuels and a lot of others said, she's essentially saying, well, I was able to find this, and if I try just a little bit harder, I got a little bit left in the tank. Maybe I can find something. Maybe I can get that. Like, this is a good guy, but that last little bit, that last literally 1 or 2% that I miss, and this guy is 98% of what I want. But that last 2%, even if I get like 1%, or say she's like 95% or 90% good guy, if I could just get 5% more, chef's kiss. And based on what this guy over here is showing me, he's going to be at least, I'd say he's going to give me 93%, which is way better. Get this, way better than 90%. 93 is way better, extremely, like night and day better to these modern women. So they'll go out there and they'll get that, and or so they think. Well, if it's like this on paper, then, and then they'll get into the relationship, and then all of a sudden, oh shoot, he is not the guy that I thought he was. He's extremely deficient over here, and he's not the man that I thought he was over there. Yada, yada, yada. Right? So you fool around and mess up the combination and the chemistry messing around.
How a woman feels when she realizes that she has lost you. So one of the main things that what a woman will feel and experience when she feels like she has lost you is she'll feel a need to reconnect with you in some way. Now, these forms of reconnection may be quite subtle at first. So, for example, she may re-add you on something like Instagram or Facebook. Maybe that you start to hear about her from any mutual friends that you may have, or maybe one of her friends starts talking to you, and you can kind of tell that that friend is fishing for information. So to begin with, a woman who feels like she's lost you will try to reconnect with you, but she will test the waters first. She won't just flat out come up to you or call you up and message you and say, I miss you, even though sometimes that does happen. But more often than not, a woman will test the waters first before reaching out to you and messaging you. And even when it gets to the point where she does message you, she again may not directly say, I miss you, I still love you, I want to get back together, I made a mistake leaving you. What she will do is she'll just say something inconsequential, such as, and casual, like, hey, how are you? She might not necessarily get into how she's actually really feeling and why she has reached out to you.
Girl, do you realize you're quietly breaking him? He's swallowing his pride to be your rock, doing everything he can to show you he loves you. He supports you through your overthinking and emotional moments, yet you're still creating distance. For what? Men like him are rare. Guys who genuinely care are hard to find, and you're treating this one like he's replaceable. Everyone keeps asking, where are the good guys? He's right in front of you. If you love him the way you say you do, then your actions need to reflect that. Because when someone gives their best and still feels invisible, it slowly convinces them they're not enough. It makes him feel unappreciated, taken for granted, and emotionally useless no matter how hard he tries. Over time, that feeling changes a man. He starts pulling back, protecting himself, and becoming emotionally guarded instead of open. That's how good men lose their softness. Not because they wanted to change, but because staying vulnerable stopped feeling safe. Once a good man feels unseen for too long, he doesn't argue or beg. He quietly withdraws and stops offering the effort that once came naturally. And when he finds...
Here's some truth. A lot of times what happens with women is they lose good men simply based on the fact that they're scared of the truth. They have been lied to so much in their life, and they have told lies so much in their lives to where they are really scared of the real raw truth. They can't accept the truth. They want you to talk to them and come to them and voice your opinions to them and show them your emotion, but yet they're scared of that truth. They're scared of it so much they will flip your truth and turn it around and use it on you. They're so scared of the truth. When you are honest and raw and truthful with them, they go into fight or flight mode. They will either try and fight you or either they will leave you. Make it make sense.
I think most women Not only do they not wait till they're fully healed to get into something new or go look to something new, but they take what happened traumatically in their past relationship in their new one. And I think that's when they, like, I guess, victimize the new relationship and they ruin it.
About to do his happy dance
Because they
He's about to do his get up and walk
guys,
out.
this is the point I was trying to make 45 minutes ago. Thank you.
He's like, I'm clocking out. See you guys later.
No, I think it's like, I think that's the biggest thing. Is like, you need to heal yourself before you go into something else, because you could have a good man standing in front of you and you're turning around and doing the exact same thing that happened to you to him because you didn't heal from it.
I have one question, and this is
one of the greatest answers I've ever heard on
this
podcast.
is
Karma is going to hit some of y'all ladies real hard for breaking a man who had nothing but good intentions for you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but best believe it, God is going to spin the block and deal with you for that man that he sent to love you right. But what did you do? You left him questioning if it was even worth him being a good man to you. He was out there protecting you, providing for you, praying over you, and you were busy entertaining other dudes in your DM. He introduced you to his family, his mom, talked about building a future with you, but you had a whole situationship going on behind his back. He was working double shift to make sure that you never lacked, while you're out here sneaking around with some guy that can't even split the bill with you. And you think that you can just skip off into happily ever after ruining a man who showed up for you every time? Nah, it doesn't work like that, because one day you're going to finally meet a man who you actually want to keep, and when you're ready to be vulnerable, he's going to weaponize your pain and show your secrets in your face. Listen, when life humbles you, you remember that dude who would have given his last for you. Even knowing that you wouldn't be able to give it back to him, he would have poured into you. Trust me, but then it's going to be too late. Get it together, ladies. We're out here destroying good men. Do the work, heal, show up better.
Girl, do you realize you're about to lose something rare? He's doing everything he can to show you he loves you, to be there for you, to support you through your overthinking and emotional moments. And you're still creating distance. For what men like him are rare. Guys who genuinely care are hard to find, and you're treating this one like he's replaceable. Everyone keeps asking, where are the good guys? He's right in front of you. If you love him the way you say you do, then your actions need to reflect that. Because when someone gives their best and still feels invisible, it slowly convinces them they're not enough. It makes him feel...
I'm only mad because I think I want him because he don't want me now. And I'm mad because I'm a weirdo and my brain, it just works the wrong way. Like, why don't I appreciate that man when he wanted me? Yeah, he don't want me. And I'm sick. Stomach hurt. Ugh. Head hurt. When I punched him. Boom. You know? But who the fuck? You know? Whew. Stomach hurt.
Somebody in the comments said, please don't. Leave that man alone. I just want his side of the story. Another woman says, you're not alone. I blame mine on childhood trauma. Hashtag daddy issues. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. But I think what she has here as the caption is appropriate for a lot of modern women. Daddy, mama, dog, cat, snake issues aside. I had a good man, but I messed it up with my attitude. Whatever issues you have, whatever issues a man has, he's expected to put it to the side. He's supposed to keep himself in control. He's expected to do everything right and think about you and overcome his attitude. But when it comes to you guys, you all sit in your feelings, you waddle in your feelings, and the man beat and warned you multiple times, don't treat me that way. Stop doing me like that. I'm not one of your little friends. Why you talking to me like that? You talking to me crazy. You be hitting me, putting your hands on me. you know, disrespecting me, standing in front of the TV when I'm trying to play the game, all that other nonsense there. And I told you to stop doing that, but you don't respect me enough to listen to what I'm saying. So when I up and leave, or you up and leave thinking that, oh man, I'm going to find somebody else to do me like I want to be done and treat me right. And all of a sudden you find there ain't nobody out there like me. Now you got a problem.
This whole idea that I believe Kevin Samuels put in y'all head that all the single ladies had some nice guy years ago who wanted her, but she didn't want him. And then she chose some other guy and passed up on him and missed out on a good thing. Yeah, that's not how that worked. There were some nice guys who wanted me back in the day, and I dodged a bullet because looking at them today, I still wouldn't talk to them today. The He-Man Humble Women Club come for me every time I make a post like this. All women didn't pass up on somebody who was just magically a good guy and he was just so awesome and turned out to be so great. And y'all say that like we got older and there was some guy who was a good guy or who we thought was lame who became a millionaire and had his stuff together, and magically we would want him because now in today's age he is exactly what we're looking for, and I call bull. That same guy I wouldn't talk to back then, I still ain't talking to now. Back then I didn't want him, and he still ain't hot. I still don't want him. First off, define a good guy, because some of these guys who y'all see as good guys are terrible in relationships. But I will say this, the nice guy does finish last sometimes when you're younger, but we don't regret it when we get older, because the nice guy finishes first as you get older. Because you realize when you're young, your priorities aren't the same. As you get older, your priorities change. The way you think about relationships change. You've had some experience. You've had some heartbreak even. And the nice guy finishes first. Do you believe a lot of older women who are single because there was some good guy who she thought was lame that she passed up on back in the day? So, you know, I gotta know what y'all think about that.
I'm going to be so honest. A man should be happy that his ex moved on to a new guy.
Well, I think he had a glow up and now he's a millionaire thing. That's probably an exaggeration, although it does happen. It's an exaggeration of what men are actually talking about. If you slow down and actually think about what men are talking about, it's a good guy, a stable guy. Even on The Notebook, this woman actually married rich. She actually married up, but she hated her life. The main character, Rachel McAdams, was dating this guy that she had a quote unquote summer fling with, and her mother and her stepfather, maybe, can't remember. I haven't seen the movie in a long time. Her parents basically did not want them seeing Ryan Gosling, who was her love interest. Didn't want him seeing him. He's broke. He works at a factory. he's a low life. Like, you're rich. Like, what do you have in common with him? But she loved the man. Didn't really take to him at first, but he was persistent. Loved him, excited by him, passionate about him, but he didn't make enough money. And so they were like, why don't you go on off to school? And they actually trapped her into doing that. Tricked her into going elsewhere, and that whole thing was broken up. Okay, some years pass. She comes in contact with a good-looking man, nice-looking man. I think he played Superman as well. So he's a good-looking guy, right? Good-looking guy, soldier, well-to-do family, well-off family, but just didn't do it. Just didn't do it for her. Ended up coming back to town for Ryan Gosling. And when she was about to make her final decision, because that man had come calling for her, he had actually proposed to her. That man was like, well, what are we doing? What's going on, man? I gave you the ring. You know, I've been nothing but good to you. And he did. But she went off and went back to Ryan Gosling. Okay? So now you have the situation to where I had to fight my urge because other people telling me no, even though this is the man that is actually good for me and actually showed me love and actually doing right by me. Okay, so you have that dynamic, and you're talking about being rich. Oh, no, it's not always a rich guy. Okay? So mama gets her in the car and drives her to the factory and says, you see that man over there? I'm well off. I love your daddy, but I regret not at least taking it the distance with this guy and seeing what the end is. He don't look like much now, but back in the day, that man, you know, he had me going in circles, as Luther Vandross would say. He had me going in circles. So it's not always the high-powered, fancy, rich person that men are talking about. What they're saying is there's a good man in the community that might be working blue collar, that might be doing some sort of middle level job. That would be the one that got away from you, because you're like, man, I enjoy buying these bags and all that stuff, but I ain't really happy with this rich guy. I should have married the man that I passed up, but I wanted safety and security. I wanted that to be a guarantee for me, which, I mean, I get it, but now you're miserable. And now you think about, quite honestly and truly, leaving that man. So yeah, a lot of modern women do have a person that they did pass up and they should have given a chance, but they didn't.
Ended my engagement, and today I'm moving out. There wasn't any betrayal. He didn't cheat or anything. Honestly, I just changed my mind. Sometimes clarity comes quietly. Choosing yourself doesn't always need a big explanation. But my village, the women in my life, are so amazing. They've shown up for me in more ways than one, helping me pass, sitting with me, praying for me, making a hard transition feel lighter just by being there. I'm so grateful for community, for having people who hold you up when you're...
See, this is the difference between a man and a woman. As a man, if I have a homeboy who's engaged, him and his woman is living together, and he's getting like cold feet or like second guessing himself, I'm gonna say, look, bro, it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be scared. You're starting a new life with somebody. You know, marriage is a big step, and it's okay, you know, but you're not about to leave this woman. You committed to this woman. You told this woman that you want to marry her. You want to spend the rest of your life with her. And I'm going to get on him about making sure he do what he said he was going to do with that woman. As a woman, you know, you want the relationship, then you want the ring, then you want the marriage, then you want the kids and shit. And at any point, you can say, I don't want to do this. And then people can like, yes, girl, whatever bad decision you make, we champion that. We have your back. Oh, yes, my village came through and they helped me pack and they prayed for me. And we just had a jolly old time that I just wasted 2, 3, 4 years of this man's life, got engaged to this man. He thinking I'm about to be his wife. And I just woke up one day and I said it. And every that I know agreed with me and said, yeah, I'm making the right decision. And that's a woman. No matter what bad decisions they make, they're going to have other people, mainly other women, saying, it's okay, you're making the right decision. Even if it's bad, even if it's horrible.
You got people in the comments saying self-sabotage at its finest. Another one says that woman did something. That's her guilty conscience acting. Another guy says, show us the man you cheated on him with. Just delete the video. Just stop making these types of videos and I think we'll be all right.
I think I have just lost the one person that I prayed for. All because of my self-sabotaging tendencies. God forbid I actually accept good things that are happening to me, because I'm so used to it being a mess. I'm so used to it being toxic. And here I am in the face of a non-toxic situation, in the face of a God-fearing man, in the face of a family man, an amazing person. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And I think I've just lost. I think I just lost the opportunity to experience something I've never experienced.
A lot of the times, men think that they've up a relationship just because the female left him. But what she's not gonna tell him, especially as of right now, is she left because it was just how she was feeling in the moment. Me personally, I'm fortunate enough to be smart enough to not leave based on feelings, right? Because I'm a committed person. But a lot of these females, they're a little immature, and it's just like in the moment. It's an in the moment thing. And then they're all like, I left, but how can I even come back from that? Like, you know, it's kind of embarrassing for her because it's all like, I left for no reason, and if I come back, then I'm gonna look stupid, right? Like, I'm telling you, a lot of women have egos, so it might take them a long time to come back. With me personally, I'm humble. I'm very humble. So if I leave a man because I was being a little stupid and impulsive, I'm gonna come back and admit it, right? I mean, it's not gonna take me 1 hour to realize that, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, maybe you didn't up, maybe she was just trying to protect herself, and she was being a little sabotagic.
I feel like such a dude right now because it took me over a year to realize how badly I fumbled the bag when dating this amazing man. Like, he was one of the sweetest, kindest, most genuine guys I've ever dated, and I threw him away like day old trash. And I'm just so disappointed in myself in how I conducted myself and how I behaved and how I treated him and made him feel taken advantage of. And I'm just disappointed in the way that I ended things so abruptly, so rudely. And this is something I've wanted to process so many times over the past year, but like, I genuinely couldn't come face to face with myself and like how I conducted and just my behaviors, because honestly, I know so many of the reasons why I behaved the way I behaved is due to past traumas. And while that's not an excuse to treat people poorly, I do have to recognize how, you know, my past does affect me. And, you know, I'm in therapy and I have a coach and I'm working through a lot of these things. But yeah, it just sucks when you realize how badly you fumbled. And it's not just because it's 1 a.m. on a Friday night, coming home from the bars and realizing it being so apparent how challenging it is to meet good men out in the wild. Yeah, it's definitely a wake-up call. I'm like consistently working on with my therapist so that I don't let subconscious behaviors and reactions treat other people poorly and, you know, stand in the way of my own happiness. Yeah. I wish that I could reach out to him and apologize and have a conversation, but it's been a year. It's too late. And I wouldn't want to hear from me either. But I just felt like I needed to express this. I wrote him a letter that I'll never send. But yeah, I recently saw that we don't follow each other on Instagram, but I was curious and I looked him up, and it looks like he moved states, and it looks like he has a new girlfriend. His profile is private, but his profile picture has him and his girlfriend. They look happy, and it makes me happy. Yeah, I feel... But yeah, I fumbled because he was hot, and he had a great job, and he looked like a young Justin Timberlake, and he would cook me dinner. We went to Six Flags one time, and my shoes were untied. He just knelt right down, tied them up. Like, that's so sweet. Anyways, good night.
The good thing here is that you take accountability for your actions. A guy here in the comments said, as a man who has been in his shoes, I'd never not appreciate that person reaching out, not even to apologize, but just to share what they've learned. It would make me so happy to know that they were working through their things and making progress toward developing a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life for themselves. A woman here says, well, the man says, it's nice to know some people actually think about this. Woman here says, you'd be surprised. My ex reached out to me 3 years after he broke up with me to apologize for his behavior. That was almost 20 years ago, and I've never forgotten that kindness. Yeah, man, you can do it. You don't have to if you don't want to, But that's something that I did in my past relationship, is I reached out, even though I felt like I was right in a lot of things. And indeed I was. Indeed I was. There were some things that were happening that I did have a point on, right? But, I thought about it, and, I thought a lot about it. And I said, well, because I had already apologized before everything ended, right? I had already apologized. But I kept thinking, and I was like, things would just pop up. I went on about my life, and things would just pop up. I was like, could have done better there. Or, man, I shouldn't have said that. Or my attitude here was wrong. And I reached out and apologized, even if she didn't really like it, or she didn't, really accept it. Because I think I reached out and apologized, and she corrected me on my apology. Like, she was like, no, it wasn't. I can't remember what she said. It basically, instead of, well, thank you for that, it was more of, well, point of clarification, you need to know X, Y, and Z, right? So I just kind of laughed, because I was apologizing for some stuff, and mind you, they had never apologized, but I was apologizing for some stuff, and just trying to be sincere. Hey, man, I'm sorry about that. And that was wrong of me to do that. I shouldn't have done that, right? And then going back to her father, and her mom was there, but I wasn't really. It was really mainly her dad apologizing. Hey, man, I'm sorry for putting you in this type of position, for treating your daughter this way, even though I had already apologized. Just saying it again, and they're like, well, what's your angle here? Are you trying to get back with her? Just felt like I should apologize. I didn't say it, but I was like, well, that's part of my development. That's me trying to move forward. That's me trying to get better. Ain't got nothing to do with her. That's me. Because that's what I thought about. That's what I talked to my parents about. And even though I felt like it was embarrassing, even though I felt like I was owed an apology, even though I felt like, I'm trying to say stuff without, being disrespectful, but I just felt like, I'm not the only one in the situation that has done stuff, right? But it is what it is. At the end of the day, you got to take care of what you're going to take care of on your side. And you got to be good with that. And so I went on ahead and did what I did. I let them think whatever they're going to think. They probably still back there thinking whatever they're going to think. I done moved on, man. I moved on. And then met who I was supposed to meet. Went on and had a family. And I don't say that to brag. I just say that to say I done went on ahead and moved on. That's what happens when you leave stuff and you really leave stuff where it is, right? Okay, well, y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and learn my lesson. I'm gonna go ahead and fix what I need to fix. And by me fixing what I need to fix, I'm gonna find somebody that's on the same wavelength as me. Ain't gonna be perfect. Y'all still gonna have some things, because that's what the relationship is about. But I'm gonna go ahead and fix what I need to fix and find who I need to find. And I did. Supportive, loyal, does a lot of things that the other one was saying, well, I don't know about all that. Okay. Don't got to fight about it, because she gonna do it willingly, right? And once again, you gotta be willing to reciprocate. Y'all gotta be willing to do things for each other. Period. And if somebody can't take accountability, hey, man, that relationship is probably gonna run its course. It's probably gonna run its course, and let it run its course. Even if you don't stop in the room, kick the door down, and be like, we're gonna break up today. If you decide to do that, you have a conversation about it in a non-disrespectful manner, as calmly as you can, even though you feel like people are disrespecting you to your face a lot of times. Now there's exceptions to where, you know, something is so blatant and it's over the top, it's too much, that you got to say, hey, no, I got to get out of my face now, move now, right? You got to exit the situation. But for the most part, hey, I want to have a conversation with you, and have a talk with you, and just let it go. Or if they say, hey man, I don't think that this relationship is going to work, and they let go of you, either way is going to be an opportunity for me to move forward. Either way is going to be an opportunity for me to say, well, that person don't want me no more, and I got to be okay with that. And I am going to be okay with that, because I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to find somebody that does want me, somebody that does respect me, somebody that doesn't complain and gripe over, you know, doing things for me the same way I do things for them. Well, wish you luck. Godspeed.
I like you more than a friend.
I don't see you that way. I just want us to stay friends.
All right, that's clear.
And that's it? No reaction? Not even disappointed?
Why fake a scene? You just said no, and I heard you.
You don't even care?
I cared enough, to be honest. But if the answer is rejection, I don't beg to be chosen.
So you're just moving on that easy?
It's not that easy, but it's about respect. I won't chase someone who doesn't want me.
That feels cold, Cole.
No, it's self-respect. Love ends the moment you have to beg. If the door is closed, I don't stand outside knocking.
Why he won't stay friends with you after you've rejected him? You think, oh, he was just immature. He was never my friend to begin with. No, being rejected can hurt a lot. He had to really put himself out there to ask you out. When a man has feelings for you, he's emotionally invested. A lot. And when you don't feel the same way and you tell him, oh, I would rather just be friends, he hears, I want to keep you close enough to benefit from your overall presence and for you to keep bringing what you can bring to me, but not close enough that I have to call you my boyfriend. And that really hurts. And then he has to sit back and hear you talk about other men or people you're dating. And for that man that likes you in that way, that can be torturous. And it's not that he's bitter, he's just establishing a boundary. Is he supposed to just stay friends with you, hoping deep down that you'll change your mind? Because most of us ladies don't like that either. So respect his honesty overall. And understand.
A man refused to walk his friend back to her dorms when she felt unsafe, all because she rejected him once. In his Reddit post, the man explained that he'd been friends with a woman named Annie for the last 3 years. On a typical Saturday night, he, Annie, and some of their friends would hang out, and then he would walk her back to her dorm before heading back to his dorm. However, about a month ago, he realized he had feelings for Annie and asked her out on a date. She friend-zoned him. It didn't bother him too much, however, he did want to cut back on their friendship a bit. But he has stopped walking her back to her dorm. The first couple of weeks, she walked on her own. One week, she asked him to walk her back because she was scared to walk alone at midnight, especially while drunk. He told her to get an Uber or to ask someone else because he was too tired. While it's understandable that he would want to cut back on their friendship a bit after being rejected, a friendship shouldn't be conditional on romantic interest and reciprocation. It's as if he suddenly stopped caring about her safety and well-being because she didn't return his romantic feelings. The man has been accused of exhibiting nice guy behavior. Acting kind, but then believing he deserves a relationship in return for his friendship. People on Reddit called him out, saying if he was truly friends with Annie, he would still care about her safety. He's more than welcome to work through his feelings, but that doesn't justify his actions and his complete disrespect towards Annie. He blatantly showed that their friendship doesn't mean much after his ulterior motive was void. Gentlemen, don't be that guy. A woman doesn't owe you anything in exchange for friendship.
Well, we're not really friends, to be honest. I know you guys like to think that they are, but they're not. Not really friends. She doesn't like him like that. Wouldn't even give him, he's been doing all of these things for her. As we kind of talked about, we really didn't go into depth about what he was doing, but he was doing a lot for her. It's probably because he liked her, and she probably knew that. And so when he decided to say, hey, let me go ahead and make my move. I like you. Well, I'd like to keep us just friends. A lot of women know which man wants to get at them. They know that. And instead of, kind of setting a boundary or maybe saying something to the effect of, hey, I appreciate you doing all of these things for me. But I did want to be upfront and open and honest with you because I wanted to make sure we're friends, right? I want to make sure like you're not getting the wrong impression that there might be some chemistry, and I really do like you as a friend. I really do respect you as a friend. That would be being upfront with the man. It's a lot of times modern women ask men to be upfront with them, but a man has to keep on doing all of these things for you, and you're not upfront with him about what you want him, you want the relationship to be, right? I like that he's nice to me. I like that I can lean on a guy friend every now and again because talking to girls gets boring, and sometimes a guy can bring a different perspective. But believe me, there's not really a whole bunch I'm doing for him. I don't remember in the video if there was anything that was mentioned, but we're just friends. They spoke about what he was doing and what he stopped doing, but I don't remember them saying once again what she did for him, like what made them friends, except what he was doing. So he decides he doesn't want to be your personal bodyguard anymore. He doesn't want to be your babysitter. You're supposed to be in that house prior to 12, but you decided, hey, I'm just going to kind of stay out. Where were your friends at, actually? Oh, well, you should have been in the house. He decides, hey, I don't want to be your babysitter anymore. Well, why now? Why this? Why that? We can ask a lot of questions, but like I said, y'all are not friends. And you've been doing this for a long, long time. And he's tired of it. And he has the right to be tired of it. We need to stay friends. We need to remain friends. But I need to get boyfriend treatment is really what that is. So essentially what it is you stand out, us just hanging around, you stand out, making sure I'm protected and safe, getting back to the dorm. If you really cared about your friend, you would leave at an appropriate time, and you wouldn't be drunk to the point of not being able to get to your dorm safely. If somebody comes and attacks you, you're drunk. Who knows how drunk you are? You could be falling over. And so he's got to make sure you're okay while trying to fend off whoever it is that might come at y'all. You think he wants to do that? You think it's fair for him to do that? You think it's fair for him to spend his Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night babysitting somebody when he could be at the house? Or he could be having fun himself? You think that's fair? You think that's fair that he has to do that a lot of the time? No, it's not fair. Y'all put these expectations on men to do what y'all want them to do, and y'all do nothing for the man in return. And so now he says, well, I think I really like you. Like to see if maybe, this is something that we can pursue. What do you think? I just see us as friends. Okay, well, I want a girlfriend. So I'm going to spend my time elsewhere looking for a girlfriend. We have different goals at that point in time. I think that's okay. Like I said, I don't want to be spending time, wasting my time, I believe, around you, watching you party, watching you have fun, when I can find me a friend that wants to have fun with me. I can find me a friend that wants to be around me, that wants to reciprocate energy, wants to reciprocate the vibes, wants to take care of me like I want to take care of them. Maybe we can study together. Maybe we can go to the movies. Maybe we can go on a walk. As a matter of fact, that's what I could be doing instead of babysitting you. I could be going on a walk. I could be going on a date to a restaurant, whether it's fancy or not. It doesn't really matter. But the point is, I'm doing it with the person that I actually care about. So no, he doesn't owe her anything. And that's what a lot of people in the comments are saying. She set her boundaries and he responded by setting his. Another person says she isn't his responsibility. Another person says he doesn't owe her anything, right? And here's some other ones. Ladies, just like you don't owe us, we don't owe you. Somebody says maybe she should ask Bear. And Grayson is asking the same question I was asking. She has no other friends or Uber or just wanted the boyfriend treatment without the boyfriend. Thank you. That's exactly it. Somebody saying she was drunk and already with the dude. He don't want to be there, right? Somebody else is saying she was drunk and already with him. And the guy responded and said, okay, which means he was too. Shouldn't get dragged for her decision. Call an Uber. The guy responded and said, a lot of people don't feel safe in an Uber when you're drunk. That's true. I wouldn't, right? But somebody says, and here comes accountability, then don't put yourself in a situation where you may need to call an Uber drunk. Guy says asking for a friend to walk you because you don't feel safe is avoiding getting in an Uber drunk. Well, again, you not feeling safe. Let's go back to what I was talking about a minute ago. Well, I don't feel safe getting in an Uber drunk. Okay. Well, I don't feel safe walking you home drunk. Well, why not? Because anything could happen. While I'm holding on to you, you're laughing and giggling and doing all that stuff. You're oblivious. I'm trying to hold you up. And 2-3 dudes might jump out of nowhere and get me. And now I'm trying to fend all of them off. But I'm already at a disadvantage. I'm not on guard at all. I'm trying to hold you up. We didn't even bring a car. So now I can't even put you in a car and drive you to wherever you need to go. We got to walk. We got to be in the midst of danger. Why would I want to do that? You don't deserve husband. That's actually not boyfriend treatment. That's husband treatment is what that is. I have to potentially lay down my life for you. That's not fair. I want to find somebody that I think it's worth it to lay down my life. Okay. Somebody responded to the guy because he said asking for a friend to walk you home because you don't feel safe is avoiding getting in the Uber drunk. Yeah, we know that. Guy says, yeah, but your friend doesn't have any obligation to do anything outside of their comfort zone either. That's what we keep on missing. Guy says, well, obviously, but that's not the reason he was very happy walking her home. He thought he had a chance. She said no. He stopped walking. It shows he did it for some play. Or maybe he just liked her, right? Guy says, yeah, he was attempting to court her, right? Treat the person extra nice and be extra considerate above and beyond what you do for other friends. She isn't interested, so he stopped courting. That's it. You're not interested, so I stopped doing extra stuff for you. Because now, I don't think these people are getting it. When you don't want to be in a relationship with me, you go from all the extra stuff to just a friend. You go back to that, right? And you start making your own decisions. Men expect their friends to be competent. I expect you to be competent. Modern women around men, not around women, around men, lose themselves because they feel like, oh, well, this is a man, he's going to protect me. That's entitlement. That is entitlement. Stop doing that crap. You are not entitled to his protection. If you're going out, view him as a friend. If you are going out, you might get a little buzzed. Hey, are you getting home? I brought a car. Is it cool if I ride with you? Yeah, sure. But she's not checking that. They're going to the party, right? They're probably walking to the party, or maybe they met up at the party. I don't know. Can't remember. But once they get there, she says, oh, shoot, he's here. I'm just going to assume that I can go ahead and just drink and get drunk. And he's going to take care of all of that. So boyfriend treatment. Really, honestly, and truly husband treatment. I'm going to assume that I can be carefree and I can go buck wild and he's going to take care of it. No. In a friendship with men, you have to stand on your own 2 feet. or else we're not going to be friends. If I have to drag you all the time, we're not going to be friends. And she, unfortunately, at that point in time, is getting a first class lesson in how male friendships work. It doesn't mean I don't love you, man. I love you, bro. But you got to stand on your own 2 feet. That's how men are. Hey, if you really need help, I can help you. I can pick you up. But at some point in time, I can't keep on carrying you. Because he was trying to court this woman, he had been carrying her for a long time. If he was really courting her, didn't say anything about disrespecting him in there, so he was really courting her. If he had been really courting her for a long, long time, for a little bit, right? He was carrying her. He was carrying that woman. And now he decides, I really don't want to do it anymore. That's too much. And that's his prerogative. Y'all don't want men to make decisions that they should be able to make unless it's on your timeline, unless it's when you feel comfortable with it. And a man doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't owe you his body. He doesn't owe you his mind. He doesn't owe you his money. He doesn't owe you his resources. He owes you nothing. Next time, plan better. Be more responsible.